Hi everyone, it's me Lubna. Today is Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. This video is again dedicated to my loved one, and the topic of this video is going to be about something called creative reading. So to start off, I'm going to go ahead and share a journal entry that I actually wrote yesterday. That's my journal entry. And here it goes. Monday, August 7th, 2023. Tell me how you read, and I'll tell you who you are. And that quote is by the German philosopher Martin Heidegger. There is something called creative reading. It is a way of reading things that stimulates the generation of novel, original thoughts of one's own. It requires deep and continuous rumination over the things that one reads. We cannot expect the words and sentences contained within books to make us wiser if we do not conscientiously relate their teachings to our own personal lives. We are not made by what we read, but by what we think about what we read. Reading itself is an art which I hope to become a master at. The person I am today is largely a product of the books I have read and the thoughts they have sparked in me. To further expand on that idea of creative reading, I wanted to bring up a quote, another quote in addition to the one that I shared in this journal entry by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I don't really recall where of his writings I read this quote in, but he said this, Shakespeare is not made by the study of Shakespeare. Shakespeare is made by the thinking of Shakespearean thoughts. I think nowadays, too many of us have overstimulation of all of these books that we can read. There's so much out there, so much content to consume, not just in terms of visiting bookstores and seeing how many books are published. Anyone can publish anything these days. So we have so many choices. Not just that, but also when it comes to consuming things on the internet, such as through social media and also newsletters, things on YouTube, there's just so much out there. And we have to be selective. We have to choose what is really worth our time because there's no question about it. We have a limited amount of time on this planet and we can't possibly read everything, and everything is not even good for us. There's some things that are not really worth our time because they won't contribute to bettering our lives, and there's a lot of books out there that are just for entertainment. But what I choose to do is I choose to read books that will contribute to my personal growth, and those books tend to be things that are more timeless and enduring, such as classics in philosophy and literature especially. There's a reason why these books have stood the test of time. And not only reading books, but something that I really recommend that I have done for many years is just to read quotes. There's a website called goodreads.com, and I have an account on this website, and I look up quotes by different figures throughout history, in literature and in philosophy especially. And I just analyze those quotes. Maybe it's just one or two sentences or a paragraph. I analyze that in depth, and I like to look up quotes that relate to something that I'm going through in that time in my life, such as, let's say there's a period of my life where I'm really needing to feel like I need perseverance and I need to keep pushing forward in order to accomplish a goal that I have in mind and that I need to go after. So I just look up quotes on perseverance, and then I come up with, and it shows up all these quotes by different philosophers and authors. And that's how I started doing this thing with my journals, where I write down a quote and then I write down my thoughts about it. And I think doing this for almost exactly 2 years has really contributed to my growth as an individual and my internal development. And that's why I said in this journal entry, the person that I am today is largely a product of the books I've read and the thoughts they've sparked in me. Not just books. You can, as I said, substitute the word books with quotes. So I want to challenge you to not read or even watch things like on YouTube for entertainment. I think mindless entertainment can be very destructive to our well-being, and it can impede our progress toward development of our individual self, because your mind has a limited real estate. So the more you fill it with other things, such as like watching too much television reality shows or news or whatever it is that won't really benefit you as a person, the less space and mental energy that you have to devote to reading and consuming things that will actually help you improve who you are as an individual. So I recommend studying timeless classics, and especially Emerson. I think Emerson and Thoreau have really shaped my way of thinking, and also religious texts. I'm not saying that you have to be religious, but I'm saying that a lot of these, there's a reason why things like the Bible and the Quran and all of those ancient texts have stood the test of time, because they have psychological value beyond what is taught in institutions. And I think that if we study those things on an individual basis, especially in a very slow way, focusing on maybe one verse at a time, it can really impact your life. And I know for sure that studying those texts ever since I was in undergrad in my free time has really shaped my way of thinking and has helped me a lot through trying times. Knowledge and wisdom are invaluable to us as human beings, and I think these are the intangible things that have the most value in our lives. So I hope that I inspired you by sharing this journal entry and by talking about what it means to be creative when you read things, and to be able to generate new thoughts and connect what you read to your own personal life. That is what creative reading means to me. So I hope you practice creative reading just as much as I do, and you'll see how it will impact your life for the better. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my video today, and I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world.